live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, it is the Wizards, right? So, I don't want to be too but it is nice to see the Lakers get a coast-to-coast dominant blowout win. It's kind of nice, right? It's like, man, if only the Lakers could do this more often, more frequently. Again, these are the kind of games, ideally, that are hopefully momentum builders, right? These are the kind of games that build that hype for this team. Sometimes you need that team that you can kind of just kick their butt and move on to the a better team, right? And look, they have that coming up, right? They got the Knicks and then the Nets to close out this road trip. And, if they beat the Knicks, you're talking about a potential 6-2 road trip would be massive for this team, right? You got the Knicks coming up, and then you follow that up with the Nets. So start February, you win you're 2 games away from going 6-2 on this road trip, which is a incredible road trip. Again, going into this, I said I wanted 5-3 at worst, hopefully 6-2. You lost to the Cavs, you lost to the Clippers, but like I said, you got business to still do. You got the Knicks and the Nets. Hopefully the Lakers end up getting that done. Hopefully you get Reeves back. This would have been a great game for Reeves to come back, just because Reeves could have kind of used this game to get into rhythm, to get to his spots, right? Maybe you don't blow this team out the way that you did, but at least Reeves is ready to go for the Knicks game. My concern is that they're just going to bring him back for the Knicks game, and then he's going to be a little rusty, right? Because like I've even said, we have to have patience with Austin Reeves when he gets back. I said it with Rui, I said it with LeBron, right? We got to give guys the patience. But man, this was again a great game. You had excellent effort, excellent energy, excellent defense. Offense was cooking. Luka, LeBron just picking this team apart. Excellent ball movement, sharing the basketball, moving the basketball. LeBron's out here putting up emphatic dunks, just like otherworldly things. You had Luka with a triple-double at halftime, which is insane. Right? You had, 26, 11, and 11 at halftime, which is, again, just absolutely ridiculous. DeAndre Ayton played like Shaq this game, right? Like these are the kind of games that you look at from Ayton, and I understand it's the Wizards, but the kind of game you look at and you're just like, dude, I'm not saying he has to go be 28-14. What was he this game? He was 28-13 with three assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks, right? I'm not saying he has to be that, but can you at least give me 15-10, right? You're going to have the random outlier nights. You're going to have the random bad nights, but he was aggressive. He was assertive. He was dominating, right? Like he was doing all those things. To Luka and LeBron and stuff like that's credit. They did a good job of getting him going early, getting him involved early, which you could see kind of raised his energy level, right? And that's the thing, right? Like I've talked about, DeAndre Ayton. There is a version where DeAndre Ayton is everything this Lakers team needs, but you need to have the proper players around him, guys hitting threes, knocking down shots, right? Guys were hitting shots, not everybody, right? But like LeBron was hitting the 3 ball. Luka was hitting the 3 ball. Gabe had a couple threes. Rui hit a couple threes. Vando even was 50% from 3-point range, right? Like when you start getting the shooting and they have to start trapping Luka and they have to actually close out on shooters and stuff, it allows DeAndre Ayton to operate solo on an island in the paint. And that's the kind of thing that you need to see. He's, when he only has to go one-on-one or, he doesn't have to fight through 5-6 guys, then, again, he can be more aggressive. He can be more assertive. He can rebound the ball better. But it's also, our playmakers making sure you're keeping him engaged, keeping him involved, right? Like, I know it's a silly concept. We all want centers to just be elite all the time. But like, again, we've seen games where Ayton's gotten 4 shots. It's like, even if he makes all of them, the most he can give you is 8, right? Like, we've seen him have a lot of high percentage games. He's 12 of 14 in this game. He also hit all 4 free throws, which he has struggled from the free throw line this year. So that was nice to see. But again, I do really like DeAndre Ayton. I do think if the Lakers play the right way, they do what they're supposed to do, we buy in on the defensive side, guys are being aggressive, being physical, which the Lakers were. Lakers were the aggressors. Lakers did those things. Again, I understand it's the Washington Wizards, so I don't want to sit here and be like, Lakers are back, baby, best team in basketball. I don't want to overstate this game, but at the same time, this was, again, those kind of games that you want to see that are those momentum builders, that are those things that are that kind of building block that can lead into the next game and the next game and the next game. Again, you do this against the Knicks. Yeah, you might not beat the Knicks by 30, but you're going to win that game. And that's what it's about. It's not about necessarily beating every team by 30. It's about beating, making sure that you're the aggressor, you're bringing the energy, you're bringing the effort so you can win those games by, 15 or 8 or whatever, right? And, you add in the level of play that we saw with the Lakers are the best crunch time team, the Lakers are the best road team, the Lakers are all these things. All of a sudden, you start to see the shape being formed of like, wait a minute, timeout, this Lakers team might be, the one of the better teams in basketball. But the problem is they're just so inconsistent, right? They do this against the Wizards, and then we have the Knicks game coming up, and it's like, all right, now are they about to get blown out by the Knicks? And that's where the dilemma lies. Like the Cavs game, stuff like that. Like those kind of games happen, right? Like OKC got blown out by Charlotte by, 37 or whatever, right? But the problem is it's not an outlier for the Lakers. That's where my issue is, right? Like Lakers, that's usually the norm is the problem. But I'm hoping we kind of get that game. Maybe this is the game where we look back and it's like, man, that Wizards game was really the turning point. They got their butts kicked against the Cavs, had a monster bounce back against the Wizards, and that was the thing that built the momentum. And they beat the Knicks and the Nets, and win on the homestand, and went 6-2 on their homestand, and so they won 12 out of 16 games and all that stuff. Like those are the kind of things that you want from this Lakers team. But LeBron James, I mean, again, the guy's still absolutely ridiculous. He had 20 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers for him. That, like I've said, 2-3 turnover range, perfect. Luka, monster game, unbelievable, absolutely ridiculous. 5 turnovers, got to take care of it. He's done a much better job, these last 10 games or so of taking care of the basketball. He hasn't been, earlier in the season, he was averaging anywhere from 5 to 8 turnovers a game. So he's done a really good job of keeping the turnovers down. So I don't want to be too critical on him, but got to take better care of the basketball. Same thing with Marcus Smart, 4 turnovers, got to take care of the basketball. But outside of LeBron, Ayton, Luka Doncic, like I mentioned, he was 13 of 21 from the field, 6 of 13 from 3-point range, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, 3 steals, 37 points. Again, just had an absolute monster game. And that entire stat line was basically his stat line at halftime, right? I think it was 26, 11, and 11. So, he grabbed 2 more assists. Obviously, again, you want to kind of cool down. Like, you don't want to, you're up 30. You're just trying to maintain at that point. He was hot. Funny, he went from questionable, is he going to play, to dropping a 37-point triple-double in 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie. Another kind of thing that I didn't like, LeBron played 29 minutes and 36 seconds. Luka played 30 minutes and 32 seconds. Compared to them usually playing 35 to sometimes damn near 40 minutes, that is a great kind of turnaround. Like, that is good. I would have liked them to be under 30 minutes, right? You're up 30 the whole game, right? Like, you can always inject them back into the game if you need to. But I would have rather the Lakers won by 15 and LeBron played 25 minutes and Luka played 28 minutes than, us winning by, what do we win by 31 and, them both playing 30 minutes. Because again, LeBron can't miss very many games, right? He's very limited. I think he can only miss 1 more. And Luka, now, if he wants to have a chance for MVP and all that other stuff and all NBA and stuff like that, he could only miss a handful of games. So how do you kind of get those guys the rest they need? Games like this, blow a team out, you're up 30, you just kind of maintain and then just sit them the whole 4th quarter, right? I would have liked to kind of do that where you just kind of, guys, those two in particular kind of got the night off. Maybe if Reeves was here, maybe they would have done that because you could have balanced it with Reeves and stuff. But again, don't want to be overly critical. I'm just something that I would have liked to see them kind of, play. LeBron played under 30, so that's good. But I think he could have played 25. Obviously these guys want to play. Obviously these guys want to, Luka and LeBron would play 48 minutes every night if they could, but it's about the long game and playoff time and stuff. But again, just a really good game, solid across the board. I thought everybody played well, right? Like even some guys that didn't shoot the ball particularly well or anything like that, I thought that they played great, defensively and rebounding and hustling, really had that energy, really had that effort. So that was something good to see, and a good bench effort too, right? You had several. Gabe Vincent gave you 6, Jackson Hayes gave you 10, Rui gave you 11, Vando gave you 8. All right, Drew Timmy gave you 4, Connect 4. Well, the garbage time guys. So basically, from Vando on, you're talking what 21 plus 8, that's 29, 35 bench points. Like, that's good. There you go. Perfect, right? Like, not every, Rui doesn't have to score 30 every night for us to put up 30 in the bench scoring. Team effort. But anyway, let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all of that stuff real quick. Hit that like button for me. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into it. Let's go. It's just the Wizards, but great game today. Needed a bounce back game like this after last game. Luka is just unreal, dude. Triple-double before halftime, which is insane. LeBron isn't human, 41 years old. Yeah, it is. I mean, seriously, it's the dude's bionic, right? Like the dunk, and he's just like staring at his hand. I loved it. But Luka triple-double. Like I said, this was a great game. Right? Again, I understand it's the Wizards. Like I said, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, Lakers are back, baby, best team in basketball. But, you need these games, right? You need these games to kind of build that confidence back up, to kind of, carry that into the next game, build some momentum, right? Kind of put yourself in a position to where it's like, okay, we can build something here, right? Sometimes you need that game that, you see a lot of teams, a lot of struggles at times. And then there's just like that one game and you're like, man, this game, whether, it was directly or indirectly, like that was the game where you really saw the turnaround. This could be that game. Not going to get overly excited for the win since the Wizards. I'm glad we didn't find a way to lose this. LOL. GG Lake Show. Yeah. Especially with the Lakers. This Lakers team, you never know. But again, like I said, it's the Wizards, so you don't want to put too much stock into it, but it's a great win, right? So this was a very good win. Lakers put BTA to the Wizards. Yeah, 1,000%. And I love that, right? Keep it going, right? Easy dub. Glad. Yes. Really liked what DA did tonight as well. He's needed a game like this where he gets looks and dominate. Hopefully he gets back into shape again. Hopefully last Gabe game. Yeah. Gabe was actually good tonight, but yeah, it's the Wizards. DeAndre Ayton, like I was mentioning earlier, I was talking about it earlier, right? Like DeAndre Ayton does need to be more aggressive. He does need to be more assertive, but we as a team have to do a better job for him, right? Again, look how easy it is for DeAndre Ayton when guys are hitting shots and the defense is scrambling and, teams can't just pack the paint on the Lakers. Washington tried to do that early on, and then Luka was picking them apart, and then LeBron and Luka were dishing dimes to Ayton, and Ayton was aggressive and rolling. So, again, Ayton needs to be assertive. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to kind of find his footing. But at the same time, it's up to Luka and LeBron and guys like that to keep him active, keep him engaged, right? It's kind of hard when, he gets 4 shots. He can't give you 20 and 10 games every night if he's only getting 4 field goal attempts, right? Like at most he'd give you 8, right? But, and then, it's like, dude, I'm working my tail off on the offensive side of things for me not to even get a touch, right? Like it's just, again, it wears on you. So got to do a better job. Ayton's side of things, coaching side of things to get him in actions to where he can get the ball. And then that, we have the same issue with Anthony Davis, literally. And it's Anthony Davis. How many times were we screaming and yelling because Anthony Davis would have 0 points in the fourth quarter, right? Like, but again, you gotta feed the big man. They can't feed themselves. We play good against the garbage teams, and DeAndre Ayton gotten better against that team. That's so weird. I mean, again, we do play really good against garbage teams. That's why I've said Lakers are probably going to win 50 plus games. Lakers are going to be a top, 4 seed or whatever. Because there's enough bad teams in the league to where the Lakers are going to win a lot of games, right? Like there's enough bad teams in the league that you play 2 through 4 times that if you win all those games, you're going to win a lot of games. So, it's just, again, it's against the good teams. And again, when the Lakers are playing well and dominating and stuff like that, it opens things up. When Lakers are hitting shots and, the ball's moving and defense has to shift and all that stuff, it opens stuff up for Ayton. What's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you being here. Happy Friday. Hey, guys. What's up, Daniel? Happy Friday. Might as well get Champagne, get on this plane with him. Yeah, dude, I've thrown him out before, like Justin Champagne as a guy that I've liked. I've had people ask me, like, who's somebody not mentioned? Like, who's somebody that's kind of under the radar that I'd like to see the Lakers get? And Justin Champagne is one of those guys. Just good effort, good energy. He's always, you never question his effort. Right? Like, don't get me wrong, he has his good nights and his bad nights like everybody, but this night he was a minus 27, he's 4-7 for field, but he's always in the right spots. He's always in the right time. Again, there's more to scoring, or there's more to the game of basketball than just scoring. And he's one of those guys that can really kind of help this team in a lot of ways. So I really liked what we saw from him in this game. Only if we could play this consistent against good teams. Great win, though. Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that we'll find out in 2 days, right? Like, we'll find out in 48 hours against the New York Knicks, where, did the Lakers do what they're supposed to do, or are we talking, or am I coming on here going like, well, we saw that coming? We're going to find out. Luka is a monster. 37, 13, and 11 and 3/4 is insane. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. The guy is an absolute monster. LeBron finally hit some threes. Hopefully it continues. Yeah, he's also been very reluctant this year to shoot threes, right? Which I think is odd because, previous years he jacks them up. I mean, there was that stretch last year where he was like 0 of 22 from 3, and he just kept jacking them up. And we're all like, dude, can you stop? Like, I love you, Bron, but like, can you stop jacking up threes? And yet this season, he's been really reluctant, right, to shoot threes, which I think is kind of interesting, right? Because he said himself he worked on his catch and shoot 3 all off season, right? Now, granted, he ended up missing the first 14 plus games, so maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Luka had an off night. I love it. Yeah, just, man, what is he doing? Pedestrian night. Like, that was great. Luka went off. Front office would be crazy not to try to see what the core can do. Yeah, I mean, again, you look at Luka and it's like, come on, man, like, you got to do something, right? Got to at least nudge this team. Like I've said, I don't mind, like, unless you're able to get 3, 4, 5 guys, right? Like, chances are Lakers are going to be a tough spot. Obviously, the DeAndre Hunter trade, that's kind of the big trade going around right now. Again, I talked about it in videos. To me, it's really about, like, what is the end result? Right? We're looking at this not as like a full picture. We're looking at this just as part of the picture, and we're judging it based on part of that picture, because Lakers are going to get more than just DeAndre Hunter. Question is, what is that? If Lakers get DeAndre Hunter, Day'Ron Sharpe, Haywood Highsmith, and a Cam Thomas, all of a sudden it's like that might be enough to elevate this team in a title contention. That might be enough to put this team, up there where we need them to be. But again, we got to wait for the end result. Like I said, I just bare minimum want to see the Lakers at least get a couple, at least start to inch towards the direction you want to go, right? I'm not expecting Lakers necessarily to have this huge roster turnaround and do all this crazy stuff. It'd be great, right? But to me, it's just, can you get 2 guys that are like, hey, these 2 guys can help us right now and give us a better chance of winning. And look, depending on how well they play, it might be enough to put us over the top. But if not, at least these are 2 guys that are the beginning stages of the foundation that we're trying to build around Luka. Like that's kind of the idea, or at least the hope in that regard. Coswin coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's hard being in the chats for these trash teams, W though. Yeah, I mean it is. It's like I said, I don't want to put too much stock into this win. Lakers have done this all season where they beat and dominate the bad teams. Beat any team by 30, start to finish the whole game is an accomplishment. I don't care how bad a team is. This was a great win. All right. But again, we need to see it done against the better teams. We need to see it done against the top teams. Right? Like we every time they play a bad team, we all kind of just check off in our heads like, okay, Lakers are about to win this game. But every time they play a good team, we check off in our heads like, oh, here we go, another blowout loss. And that's not good. Right? Like, again, bad games happen, outliers happen, things like that. But, what are they putting together consistently? What have they shown all season? All season they've shown they're going to run through the bad teams, or they're going to run through, the okay teams or the decent teams or whatever, but they're going to get ran through themselves against the good teams. And that's not really where you want to be. So again, I don't want to put too much stock into it, but it is definitely something that, again, I'm glad to take the win. I'll gladly celebrate the win, but I appreciate you, Cosmo. Thank you for super chat. Where was I? Here it was. Ayton also looked good. I know it's the Wizards, but it's a good warm-up for Sunday. Yeah, again, this is now 3 games where the Lakers have done what they were supposed to do, and DeAndre Ayton has dominated. I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about DeAndre Ayton and his struggles and how it correlates to the Lakers' struggles and all that stuff, or how the Lakers' struggles correlate to Ayton's struggles. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the 3 games that he's had the most dominant performances in have all kind of been very similar, right? Lakers shooting the 3 ball well, kind of picking teams apart, moving and sharing the basketball, ball's not sticking, keeping the defense on their toes, right? Like getting out to leads where, allowing DeAndre Ayton to be more assertive from the beginning, all of that. Lakers have 38 assists. Think about it. 38 assists on 52 made shots. That's incredible. You're winning every one of those games. So again, that's what it's about. And then it allows DeAndre Ayton to be more aggressive, more assertive, things like that. But I wonder if Dalton played his game as a Laker. I was cheering for him. Man, what might have been with Dalton. I was so high on him, especially in that Utah game last season. Hopefully, hope for the best for him. Yeah, I mean, look, Dalton Connect. Look, I've said this dating back to last season. Don't be shocked if he goes to a team and just balls out. It is exactly what the Lakers had hoped that he would. And most people are going to be like, oh, look, of course, Lakers let him go and he becomes it. But they killed his confidence, right? I don't think it's a coincidence that he's absolutely balling out, right? He had a little bit of struggles, right? He was kind of, having his inconsistencies before the trade, but again, everybody has that. He's a rookie, he's a young shooter, but you saw the confidence still. He was taking shots, he was hitting them in strides, and then the trade happens and he has yet to be the same. He can't be the same since, right? I don't think that that's a coincidence. I think the trade really killed him. And I know a lot of us, as fans want everybody to butch up and, hey, you got to get over it type thing. But not everyone's like that. Like I talked about, Lamar Odom, same thing happened to Lamar Odom, and his entire life got ruined. Not just basketball, his entire life shattered, right? Like, again, not everybody is. And I've seen people be like, oh, Dalton's not, mentally tough enough for the Lakers. So was Lamar not mentally tough enough for the Lakers? Again, it's one thing when you think like, hey, this is the place that I want to be. This is the place that wanted me, all that stuff, to now, it's the Will Smith meme, Fresh Prince meme. How come you don't want me, man? Like that. Not everybody's built to, hey, this team doesn't want me. And again, it's such a unique circumstance. It's not like he was traded, right? He was traded and then brought back. How many times has that happened in the history of the league? But I do. I'm rooting for him. I really do. Obviously, I don't want it at the expense of the Lakers, but, I'd love to see him just go to a team and ball out. I'm going to need DA to play like that against Cat and Mitch Robinson. Yeah, definitely. He's had some great games against some of the better centers. He's outplayed several kind of marquee centers, but again, he's got to He's got to consistently put it together. I'm not saying he has to go give us 28 and 13 every night, right? Like I said, can he be, 15 in 10? Bad nights are going to happen. He's going to have nights where, he's 6 and 8 or whatever. Like, that's fine. If they're outliers, that's fine. Right. But we need him more often than not giving us that performance, dominating. We run the league. I love it. Ayton was solid. Sar has been playing great all around so far. So dropping 28 on him was good. Yeah, he's leading the league in block shots. So he's been really good, right? Sar's really kind of coming into his own as far as like a basketball player. Last year, there was kind of quiet. He was a little shaky at times. And then you started to see him get a little comfortable. And it was like, okay, something's there. This year, he's starting to really show those signs. It's about time for a Shams Ball. Let's get some moves done. Yeah, right. Hey, last year, every Laker trade happened, and I was on a live stream. So, it's getting that time of the year where I'm like, keeping an eye on my phone, and I have notifications on my computer and stuff like that. I'm just like, kind of like, please don't, like, just kind of keeping an eye on everything, Warrior fans think they're getting honest. DA had some good games against weakest teams in the East. No surprise, and no surprise of us beating Washington. Wait until we play New York. We got to be ready, and AR should be able to come back. I'm hopeful that he does. I would have rather him came back this game. I've said from the beginning, I don't want them to rush him back. If you think he needs another game or two or whatever, I'd rather him miss the next 4 games so he can play the last, whatever it is, 35 or whatever, than him rush back and then ends up missing the last 35, right? So can take your time. But I would have loved to have, like, this was the kind of game where he really could have found his rhythm, really got to his spots, kind of got comfortable out there, and kind of geared up for that Knicks game. I'm against replacing Ayton with Sharp. Claxton, maybe, but not Sharp. Again, to me, I agree, but to me, it depends on what the Lakers' plans are. Right? Do the Lakers view Ayton as a long-term center? If they don't, then you should try to turn him into something, right? A Benedict Mathurin. I'll just use that as an example. Because, again, now you have Sharp, who isn't he can be a lobster, but that's not really his game, right? He's more of that bull in a china shop, right? He's that guy that's just in there, physical, banding with the big boys, one of the best rebounders in basketball, right? So he's that kind of guy that can make the impact. He's a margin center, right? Which the Lakers really could use, for being honest, right? He's somebody that and Claxton is a really good margin center, right? Day'Ron Sharp, there are questions about him actually being a starting center. I do think he can be, right, under the right circumstances, right? Because you can got, like, Ayton is more of a Luka center than Sharp is. But the question is, can the Lakers get enough perimeter help to where you can maximize Ayton? Because if not, then you might need Sharp just for his interior presence and his ability to, defend at the rim and be that physical player, right? Where, Ayton, you can turn into another piece that adds to what you're trying to do and kind of get through the season with Sharp and Hayes. I don't hate that idea, right? Like, so again, it just, to me, it's really, what is the Lakers' plan here? Is the Lakers' plan to, kind of go get that center in the offseason, whether it's a Claxton or a Kessler or something like that? If that's the plan, then go with Sharp and then, Jackson Hayes. The other problem is that if you do land Sharp, right, like, is there room to play all 3 of them? Because none of those guys really stretch the floor. Sharp has shown the ability to stretch the floor, but he's not somebody I'd be comfortable slotting away from the basket. So you also kind of beg the question of, like, how do you structure that? Like, giving Sharp DMPs on nights that, like, a game like this where Ayton's dominating, right? Like, what, like, you just not going to play Sharp that night? You're going to split Sharp and Hayes minutes at like 5. So again, I think it just depends. It depends on kind of the circumstance and what can the Lakers turn Ayton into, if anything, right? There's real questions. I'm still very high on Ayton. Again, I could be wrong, but I am very high on Ayton. And it's not just this game. I mean, even when he's had his struggles, I talked about, like, I still think he could be the answer, right? I just think the Lakers need the right team alongside him. Like, again, look at when he was at his best. Phoenix. They had Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, all these guys that can spread the floor, defend out on the perimeter, right? Knock down shots, which then allowed DeAndre Ayton to just be on an island and dominate, right? He anchored the number 3 defense in all of basketball. It was literally just a monster on the defensive side, monster on the glass, right? Giving you the 18 and all that stuff. But the Suns had the proper players and pieces, right? Lakers got to get that. Rui's offense off the bench continues to work. Now, why did it take so long and so many injuries just to get here? I mean, I think it's a combination of things, right? One, I think there is the question and concern of, we've seen both versions of Rui. We've seen the Rui that completely checks out. And it's like, if we move him to the bench and he checks out, we're in trouble, especially early in the season, right? Once you get like to this point in the season, it's easier because, again, if he does check out, then you can just trade him, right? And there's teams that will take him even just for his expiring. He checks out early in the season, it could really cause a problem for the Lakers, right? Because he's looked at as one of our better players. So that to me is a big factor. Then there's like, you're trying to build his value so you can trade him and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. So, and then, you wanted to see, what can Jake LaRavia do for you? What can Marcus Smart do for you, right? Like, you want the sample size. So again, I think it's a culmination of things, right? That, yes, myself and many of us kind of saw, like, hey, I made a video in the offseason saying that I thought Jake LaRavia would be the Lakers starter by the midway point of the season. And he was that, right? Like, but I understand from a coaching perspective, you want to kind of let things play, like, run its course, so to speak, right? As frustrating as it is for us, because then if it doesn't work, then it's like, now you have Rui checked out, Jake LaRavia is not ready, Marcus Smart isn't it, right? Like, it just, you kind of just let things tend to naturally work itself out, right? So to me, that's kind of what this was. Kind of let things naturally work itself out. I want to see this against a good team, and the Knicks won't be the test, by the way. They suck right now. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't think they suck, but they're definitely having their struggles. And they are a very good basketball team. And you're on the road. Lakers turn into Lob City Clippers for yeah. They were doing their thing for sure. Off topic, but do you think the Rui Hunter trade could see the Lakers getting a first and flipping that first for Clax or something adjacent to that? Because it's the only way trading Rui makes sense. So no, if I'm being honest, I do not see the Lakers getting a first in this deal, because I just don't think. I mean, Cavs, I think they'll only have one tradable first, so I don't think that they'll do that. Again, the trade is not going to be just Hunter. I've seen a lot of people and a lot of comments and a lot of stuff like that of people just kind of like, why are we doing this? It doesn't make sense, right? But again, we're looking at it through the keyhole, right? Let the door open and see the full room before we make our decision. We're basing it off of one part of the trade, right? Like, if this trade goes down, it's not just going to be Hunter, right? So what is it? Is it, Hunter, Day'Ron Sharp, and, Haywood Highsmith and Cam Thomas? Now it's like, hang on a second, timeout. That might be worth it, right? Or, is it, maybe the Lakers, instead of getting 3 firsts from the Nets, maybe they, send out their first, get a first back plus those players plus Root. So now you have another first that you can go and trade. I think we got to wait and be paid. I know you get the initial report and all of us immediately react on that initial report because that's all we know. But we also have to be willing to kind of read it and comprehend, right? Like, what is like, the framework is there, but they need a third team, and it might be again, all of that other stuff is as important as the base trade. People are looking at the base trade and making their entire basis on that. Like DeAndre Hunter is better than Rui Hachimura. I know people want to argue and he's better. He's more athletic. He's more explosive. He's better rim pressure. He's a better defender, right? The defense has not been what it has been in the past, but if he can be more focused in that, the 3-point shooting, I'm not really worried about 3-point shooting. I think he'll come back around with the 3-point shooting. He has shown it year after year, right? It's a good sign. I mean, Jeremy Grant was abysmal, and now he's right back up to 40+%. Like, guys have bad stretches, bad years, bad things like that. And not just that, they're playing Hunter in a different role than they were playing him last year, where he'd play more of that similar role with the Lakers, so he should be better. Like, there's a lot that goes into the Hunter thing, right? But the question is Hunter enough of a marginal move to where it makes sense? That's where I kind of question, right? Like, yes, Hunter makes us better, but how much better? Right? Like, it is very much a lateral move, right? That it's like, is it worth doing the cap space and all that other stuff? But you also got to keep in mind that now gives them a $24 million contract that they can trade in the offseason. So now they have $24 million in expiring contracts. And, and then there is the argument about cap space, right? Like, you don't have to worry about, if you're, have all the cap space, you don't have to worry about matching salaries and stuff like that. But again, it gives you that asset that maybe pushes it over. Peyton Watson, for example. Just use him as an example. Let's say Lakers want to throw $27 million at him or something like that. It's like, hey, either sign and trade him to us, or we're gonna throw a big contract at him and force you to match. That might scare Denver enough to go we could get Hunter in a first. We could do worse, right? And Hunter is an expiring contract, so we can kind of figure it out from there, right? You might be able to do something like that. Again, I'm just using that as an example. Maybe it's Tyrese and maybe it's something else, right? Whatever. But it gives you options too in the offseason outside of just cap space, right? Because usually teams want players. It's like, yeah, sure, I can absorb his entire contract, but it's like, yeah, but what do we get out of it other than a first, right? We still need somebody to replace him. And so again, it just depends on how you're looking at it, The Knicks will beat the Lakers by 40. You heard it here first. We will see. Again, make sure you're back here. Either way, make sure you're back here. We need Reeves back for the next game Sunday. Yes, agreed. Do you think we are going to trade Connect tonight? I don't know about tonight. I think if the Lakers trade happens, we're close enough to the trade deadline that I don't know if anything happens till the trade deadline. I've seen a lot of posts and stuff like that where people are like, oh, we traded for Luka on, what is it, February 2nd or whatever. Maybe you get that, but still even the reported trades that the Lakers are in are all in the first stage, right? They're still progressing. That stuff usually takes time. Timmy was a +17. He needs a rush spot. Timmy, definitely. He's been great. He's been really solid for this Lakers team. Luka for MVP. Yeah, definitely. If Lakers can get into that Lakers can be a top 3 or 4 seed, I think he wins MVP. If Lakers end up the 5th or 6th seed, I don't think they'll give Luka the MVP. Luka had a triple-double in the first half when he was in Dallas. Yeah, he's had a couple of them. I think he did it against the Lakers, I believe. Let's see. Warriors. Give them in a rush spot. Let's see. Is it crazy that I've been glued to my phone as of late, just waiting for trades for the Lakers? Hunter is cool, but I hope we don't overpay. I hope we get some Nets pieces. No, I don't think it's crazy at all. I mean, this is the problem too, as a content creator, is I am constantly all day long checking my phone. My phone dies 5 times a day because I'm just looking through stuff and scrolling through stuff and just well, what if I didn't get the notification yet, right? There's always that stuff weighing on the mental. But then, just the fan in me too. Like the beauty is like, I look back and I'm like, I was always doing this, right? Like just now I'm lucky enough to where I, I could do this for a living. But before it was like, I was doing the same stuff. Like nothing changed, right? Like I still was, on my phone all day looking for trades and, in forums and stuff like that, talking to people and stuff. Like it's just, it's one of those things where, it's the fan and we're anxious, right? It's just like, and here's the other thing that sucks is now that I'm in Wisconsin and not, LA or Vegas, I have to stay up. I have to stay up so much. So like now I'm at the point, like I would love to right now get off of this live stream, finish up whatever work I need to finish up because it's 9 p.m. Finish up whatever work I need to finish up, and then go to bed by like 11 or 12. That'd be beautiful. But then I'm like, oh, I can't because at midnight here it's only 10 p.m. there, and we've seen trades. I mean, the Luka trade and the Dorian Finney-Smith trade, all this stuff. Like we see trades all the time for the Lakers that happen at like midnight, right? So I'm like, all right, I got to stay up till at least 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's just the never ending cycle. The Lakers need to talk to the Bulls. We're trying to get Hunter, Dosunmu, and Okaro. I would do wonders for him. I would absolutely do. I've been screaming for Io for years. Okaro, same thing. Problem is like Okaro and Dosunmu, according to Chicago reports, they are like dead set on keeping those guys. That they're trying to trade Kobe White and that they're expected to give Io a new contract in the offseason. They need to be aggressive night in and night out, 1,000%. This win is not a flex. Agreed. But still a win. Take the win. Definitely not a flex. Like I said, I wouldn't look at this as like, oh, Lakers are the best team in basketball, but this was a solid win. Smart move to keep AR out and play him Sunday against the Knicks. Yes, definitely. Could the Lakers trade Dalton for Yves Missi? Because I think we could get an upgrade starting center for the future, and then we can trade Ayton for a two-way thing. I don't think you'd be able to swap him, Dalton for Missi. Maybe if you threw in your first, maybe they'd get that. But there's several teams that are in play for Missi right now where they're probably going to get a first from. And how bad would the Pelicans want Dalton? Like it makes sense for the Cavs because it's like you need cheap talent. He's cheap for the next few years. And there is that level of upside and potential where it's like if he gets back to being what he was before the Lakers, like, everything that we talk about, other teams are discussing and thinking and running through too, right? Like we're all like, man, that trade really killed Dalton Connect. You don't think other teams are looking at that too? So I personally, I don't. I think the Lakers could get Missi, but I don't think like Dalton Connect for Missi is something that they could realistically do. Never say never. Solid win. I am hoping that AR plays Sunday against the Knicks. Sure, misses production. Agreed. It'd be great to kind of get him back. Gotta love early games. Yes. If you say Highsmith again, you should know your job. He is out again. If you're gonna talk about me talking about Highsmith, listen to what I say, Barry. You've commented on every video and clearly didn't listen to a word. And then you're gonna say you should know your job. Again, listen. Don't, instead of making yourself look foolish on the internet, instead of leaving dumb comments that everyone just goes, this guy's clearly an idiot. Like, listen before you actually comment, please, especially if you're going to call somebody out, because all you're doing is making yourself look ignorant. Like, listen, please. I don't care if you want to criticize me after you listen, but don't criticize when you clearly didn't listen. Every video I've talked about Haywood Highsmith being out the entire season, right? And I've explained and talked and broke it down and justified it. Again, listen. God, use your brain, my guy. God, you've left like 15 comments saying the same thing. And again, the time it takes you to make those 10 comments, you could have listened. And if we don't trade DeAndre, we can at least get DeAndre to understand what his role is on the Lakers. I do want to see DeAndre Ayton doing same thing back when he was in Phoenix or Portland. But again, it really comes down to the team. You got to build the right team. You got to build the proper team. That's the thing, right? Like if you build the right team, then I do think he can get back to being that dominant piece. Like you just don't have the right team. If we can play like this night in and night out, they would be a better team, but some trades need to make it. He's got to go. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just the consistent effort, right? That's the problem. Sky is blue. Comment. Well, thank you. I appreciate the go. Dalton might be the worst player in the NBA. Definitely not the worst player in the NBA, but he's having his struggles. Tyler, you got to stream every day. LOL. Hopefully your live streams are good luck charms for trades, like you said. Giannis, just wait till the offseason. Don't ruin the trade deadline, please. Yeah. I definitely am probably going to go live tomorrow, and I want to start doing more just trade streams. Usually I do that when we get within about a week or so of the trade deadline. So I'm definitely planning on doing that again. Can you make a video about Jackson Hayes making the dunk contest? I actually do want to do that, but we keep getting like a bunch of news about stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on More As It Stands Lakers. Let's see. Reeves should be back as soon as possible because he goes missing come playoffs. In fact, look at the numbers. Don't lie. Okay, buddy. You got a live stream every day. I can't keep having days off where you're doing live streams, especially when the All-Star break comes. Definitely not going to be able to go a week without you doing live streams. I usually do live streams during All-Star break. We usually talk about like second half stuff like that. So I will. I definitely need to do live streams, especially now that I'm settled in. I got the office in order and stuff like that. Definitely want to do that. Let me see. Well-written sentence. Any updates on Laker trades? Nothing yet. I wish. Trust me, I'm constantly looking, constantly refreshing. I got X up and all this stuff, but so far, no, nothing. Just the DeAndre Hunter stuff. Let me see. Do you think we should have played Bronny over 7? I mean, look, I don't mind playing Bronny as much as possible. It's games like this, right? Like, not, again, if we're tight game late, like, then no. But, I've talked about Bronny might, or not might, I mean, based on the numbers I'll put it this way. He is one of, if not our best on-ball pressure players on this team. Like, he is very good. Like, say what you want about Bronny. He is really good at applying ball pressure and the defense side of the ball. Am I the only one that thinks Chet is overrated? I mean, I think it depends on who you ask, right? Like, obviously, like, he's a very good basketball player. Don't get me wrong. But, you have Thunder fans acting like he's like Tim Duncan or something. Like, he's very good, but he's not like, people, him versus Wemby. Like, I don't really know if that's a matchup. I think let's see. Oh, sorry. I don't know what that is. We traded for Luka after the Knicks game last year, didn't we? Was it after the Knicks game? To be honest, I don't remember off the top of my head. I feel like that might be something we might be getting you honest tomorrow. I feel like that might be right. I know it was like the second. Let's see. How many first round picks and second round picks do we have that we can trade right now? You have 1 first and 1 second that the Lakers could trade. They have like 4 swaps, but again, very few teams are going to want and value those swaps. So it's why the Lakers are interested in trying to turn 1 first into 3, or 2 or 3. But in the offseason, around draft day, come draft day, Lakers would have 3 tradable first. Would you do 2 firsts and Rui for Sadiq Bey and Herb Jones? If the Lakers had 2 firsts, yes. Because, I mean, now you're talking about getting 2, like, you're talking about getting a clear-cut starting level wing and that, like, kind of ideal second level wing, right? I would be all over that. being a fan on the Lakers on the West Coast sucks sometimes, man. From Tennessee here, and the games go to 12 p.m. Fandom, I will never die though. Yeah, that's the problem. Like it was great when I was, in LA and then Las Vegas because it's like, I'm on the right timeline, right? Like, but now since I moved to Wisconsin, it's like, oh man, like you get those games that are like 8:30 in LA, and it's like 10:30 here. So by the time the game's over, I do the live stream and everything. It's like 2 a.m, and then I still gotta like do my like little things and final edits and stuff like that before I go to bed. So I'm up to like 4 or 5 in the morning. The life. I live in Washington. So what time is it in LA right now? It's 10 p.m. here. So it's 7 p.m. So yeah, so you're 3 hours ahead. And I want to know what time I need to stay up until so I don't miss a trade if we make a trade. I mean, you're probably looking at at least another 5 hours probably. Let's see. Bronny is the best player in the league. I would rather have Bronny over Giannis. Overrated. So let's see. Damn, Tyler, you went ham on that Barry dude. Because it's like obnoxious. Like, dude, like at least like, I'm all for people criticizing and trolling. And it comes with the territory. I mean, I literally say it at the end of every video, right? Like whether you agree or disagree or whatever, it just like if you say it once, just ignore it. But it's like, dude, you've left 15 comments and now you're in the live stream saying the same thing. It's like, all I need you to just listen. Like, if you want to listen and you heard me say everything I had to say about Haywood Highsmith, and then you're like, Tyler, you're an idiot, fine. Perfect. No problem. Right? Like, you're right. But at least, like, don't tell me, oh, I need to do my job or I don't know what I'm talking about when you clearly didn't even listen because I've mentioned it in every video. Right? It's just like, come on, man. Like, use some brain cells, I think you made Tyler mad. Never mad. Like, random dude on the internet. I could care less, right? Like, yeah, I get it. Never mad. It's just annoying. It's just like, come on, man. Like, again, it's not. I've never gotten a comment that actually bothered me or upset me, like to the point where I'm like, like again, trolls gonna be trolls. You're gonna get it comes with the territory. You gotta if you're gonna be a content creator, you have to understand you're gonna get a lot of stupid comments. You're gonna get a lot of stupid people. You're gonna get a lot of noise. You're gonna get a lot of just like, sure, right? Like again, you're gonna get everything. I say it all the time. I appreciate a good troll comment, like a good one, not the like you're an idiot, right? Like or somebody that's just constantly trolling. I love like you get like those troll comments and it's like well thought out. It's like, man, that was good. Like that was clever, right? Like when somebody's like, oh, you're an idiot or you're ugly or what, it's like, all right, sure, kid, go back to bed, right? It's past your bedtime, right? But like, like sometimes I'll get like a troll comment and it's just like brilliant. I'm like, dude, that was great. I've even responded to people and been like, I love this. Thank you. Like, again, I can appreciate a good hate comment. I can appreciate a good troll comment, but they have to be thought. Like, they have to be like, and at least listen, right? Like, at least listen. I know it's hard to predict, but what is a surprise trade do you think will happen? Lakers, rest of the NBA. Rest of the NBA is tough because there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of potentials. That's a tough question. Something I really have to think about. For the Lakers, like I could see something like out of left field, like a Justin Champagne type thing. Actually, do I have that list of? I made a list of like that I was going to do a video on, and then we've just gotten nonstop comments from people. No, I didn't write it down. I just wrote make a video about players that I don't think Justin Champagne and Sadiq Bey are probably the two guys that I would kind of keep an eye on. That I would, again, I'm not an insider, but I would, kind of, keep an eye on. I would take a bullet for Bronny. Can you do an in-depth video about if we trade for picks and which picks become unlocked due to the set being rule? If you have done a video over it, my bad, I haven't seen it. I haven't done a video like dedicated to it, but I've talked about it a couple times. Problem is like it just depends on what picks the Lakers are able to trade for, right? So like, I mean, I could do a more in-depth thing, especially if like news comes down the next few days. Because it just depends. Like the goal would be to get a 2027 pick. Because if the Lakers get a 2027 pick, because Utah has that pick. So if you get a 2027 pick, then that would free up your 2026, your 2028, so on and so forth. So that could, I mean, Lakers could potentially have, I mean, depending on how many picks you get, right? Like just getting a 2027 pick would open up multiple picks right now. But if you could turn that into like, you know, a 2027 and like a 29 first type thing, then you'd basically have every pick available. But yeah, I'll have to do something like that. If we get like a DeAndre Hunter and we had to give up Rui or a Vanderbilt, it'll be hard to choose because they're both great players at the same time. It's a team's future to win an NBA championship. Yeah, again, if I had to choose, like if I had to, let's say the Lakers, we get confirmation, Lakers trading for DeAndre Hunter. If I had to choose between Rui or Vando, I would trade Rui. Because Hunter is very similar to Rui, but he is better in an upgrade. Like nobody's like trading Vando. Now you don't have anybody that does what he does, right? At least Hunter can do a lot of the same stuff Rui does, right? And hopefully be better defensively. But again, Lakers have to do what's best for their team, you know. If someone is being a troll or giving you a hard time, you can block them or hide their comments. I did it a week ago against Watersway. Yes, absolutely. I don't do that because one, I say what you got to say. I care less. I really could. Like, I'm not into really like, you know, blocking people or censoring stuff. Like, say what you got to say. I care less. Comes with the territory, right? Like I said, I know what's going to happen. Also, it's still engagement, right? Like, it's like, I mean, look, I've said this a bunch of times in live streams and videos, or not videos, but live streams. I'll like regularly comment. Like if a video is doing like low comments, right? Like let's say a video's been up for an hour or two and it only has like 11 comments or something. I know at least like 3 of those comments are going to be troll comments because it's like the same 5 people that comment on every video that are like just trolling every video. I'll start to respond to them because they always respond back. Like the good thing about the trolls is they always respond back, and usually with like multiple messages, right? So it's kind of like a thing that I'll do to like boost engagement, right? Like I'll just like kind of turn the trolls into you know, good analytics. So like sometimes like you'll see me, like I've had people like, dude, like why do you comment? Like why do you respond to the trolls? Like just let them talk. And I'm like, oh no, I care less. It doesn't bother me. I do it because I know that that'll run up the comment count. So it's just a little trick and stuff like that. Like I said, people can say whatever they want. It's just it's like, dude, at least listen. Like it's the stupid comments where I'm like, come on, man, quit being an idiot. You know, it's just like use some brain cells. Did I miss the Austin Reeves rant? Not yet. We'll give it a couple games. It'll probably come. Looks like YouTube upgraded my wrench to a Captain America shield. Did it really? Because on this side, it's still, I'm doing it through StreamYard. It's still showing a wrench. Did they upgrade it? Let's see. You guys are cute. Just know, brother, I love your content. Thank you. Seriously, I appreciate it. I appreciate your hard work. Thank you. Like I say it all the time. Look, I make the videos that I make. You know, I make 20 videos a day. I do all this stuff all the time. Like I do it for the people that like it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I get people that are like, oh, you know, like, why do you do this? Or why do you do that? It's not for you. That's fine. Right? Like, you know, or just watch the videos that you want to watch. Right? Like there's a lot of people that enjoy it. There's a lot of people that I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. Right? Like to me, it's something that I love to do. I love to have talks, right? There's stuff that, there's times, sure. Do I make a video where I'm like, I probably could have not made that video? Like, sure. But again, it's still in good fun. It's about the conversation. It's about things like that. Let's see. Do you think there will be any huge trades before the deadline? If Giannis isn't traded, then no, I don't. I think either Giannis gets traded and then I could see like a major snowball happening. My biggest concern is that Giannis doesn't get traded and everyone waits around for Giannis to get traded, and then he does it and nothing happens this trade deadline. That's my biggest concern. My real genuine concern is that like nothing's going to happen this trade deadline, and it's going to be because of Giannis, right? And I'm just like, who you got winning the NBA championship? The Lakers. No, but Detroit's been really good. If Jason Tatum comes back, as painful as it is, as much as I hate saying this, if Jason Tatum comes back, I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics are in the NBA Finals. Winning the championship, I think Denver's the best team in basketball this year. Like, if I had to like pick like what team do I think wins the NBA championship, I think it's Denver. If they can be healthy and stay healthy, I think they're the best team in basketball. If Tatum comes back and he gets back to being, Tatum, I think we could see a Denver-Boston game, like finals. Detroit, I worry about you see it every year. There's that team that's just like really good that everybody just, thinks is going to be the best team in basketball, and they always fizzle out come playoff time, right? Cavs last year, you had like Sacramento a couple years ago, right? Like, Memphis, right? Like every year there's those teams, right? So, Knicks, if they could get another like rotation player, I think they could be in that conversation. Right now, as is, I would say Cleveland. I'd say Cleveland and Denver. Assuming Cleveland really is back like they have been and they make the right moves, I think Cleveland might end up being one of the better teams in the East. So, let's see. Let's get to the end of the chat again, and then I'll get out of here. So Lakers season pretty cooked unless the big three come together and Ayton stops being buns. Yeah, essentially. Again, we'll see what kind of trades. If they do make trades, we'll see how that goes. Wow, Tyler, you don't believe in our guys to win a championship. I said the first thing I said was us, Lakers. I mean, do they have a puncher's chance? Sure, right? Look, I've said this. I've maintained this throughout, right? Don't discount the Lakers with Luka and LeBron, right? Especially a healthy Luka and LeBron. And if Austin Reeves can play level, I actually made a video about this and I broke this down in a live stream. If you just woke up from a coma and you had no idea what's going on with the Lakers, right? And you were like, hey, Tyler, explain to me kind of, the Lakers this year. I could paint a picture that the Lakers are the best team. Like the Lakers will win the championship, right? They're the best field goal percentage team. They're the best half court offense. They're the best fourth quarter defense. They're the best crunch time team in basketball. You got LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Luka playing like an MVP, best player in the league, and LeBron playing like he's still a top 10 player, right? Like Austin Reeves is playing at a little MVP level when healthy. And, you got guys like Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, all that stuff. Like, again, I could paint the picture, but if you watch the Lakers this year and some of the inconsistencies, I've said, don't be shocked that the Lakers get into the playoffs and are really good, right? And everyone's like, dude, where was this all season, right? Because again, you Lakers are really good in a lot of areas. Best road team, right? Like, what do you need to be a good playoff team? Good half court offense, be good in crunch time because games are usually close, and then, be a good road team. right? How did the Lakers get to the conference finals a couple years ago? They won on the road until they ran into Denver and couldn't win on the road. And Denver was able to, right? Like if you can win on the road, you can win in crunch time. You're good fourth quarter team on up. Lakers could potentially be that. It'd be awesome to see all the Laker content creators collab for a trade stream. Since Lakers Nation, JSM would crash YouTube. I would love to do something like something big like that. Right? Like do like a big like Laker collab, like Lakers theme. I would be all for that. Cypher coming out the final super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. I think I'm gonna end the stream here. If I get another super chat, then I'll do the other super chat. But plus my laptop's gonna die here in a minute. But Cypher, I appreciate you, buddy. Tyler, imagine if we magically had prime Kobe on their team with Luka. We would easily be contenders. Kobe was just different. I mean, Luka, I will say, like, if they can mesh, if they can find like the perfect balance, then yeah, like they would be ridiculous, right? Like Kobe was otherworldly, right? Like, and Luka does have like that competitive drive. Like my concern wouldn't be Luka and Kobe meshing, right? Because they both have that like drive, that killer in them, all of that. Like Luka is very LA, right? Especially with Kobe. So I would absolutely love that. Question is like production wise, right? Like, you know, Kobe being you, like anytime you add superstars, there's always that like you have to there's a learning curve. There's, you know, Kobe's used to a certain field goal attempts. You know, Luka's used to a certain field goal attempts. But if they can find that cohesive balance, oh my God, that'd be ridiculous. Okay, you and me could be in that starting unit, and the Lakers would probably win a championship. Like, I mean, think of like some of the teams Kobe won with, right? Like, and had success with the stuff like that. Like, it's just, whew. But anyway, I appreciate you, Cypher. Just the thought is just, yeah, it's just, man, I'd love that. But I'm just getting out of here, everyone. Hopefully on Sunday we get that win. That is huge. You know, like I said, we'll see. There will definitely be a trade, and I sure hope so. I'm I'm definitely keeping an eye on the phones, and I'll be up late tonight. But I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys. Like I said, I'm probably going to start doing some trade streams, so look out for that. But outside of that, we'll see how that all kind of plays out. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are beautiful, and I will see you all in the next one.